Welcome to the Perfect Workflow. Today we're taking a look at the OPXY from Teenage Engineering. So this little groove box has taken me by storm actually. It's so good. It sounds good and the sequencers are awesome and it's very deep. You could do a lot of things with it, and I think Teenage Engineering will continue to put in new stuff on it. At least I hope so. So the only little problem I have with this box right now is that when I have made a jam and I want to bring my stems into a DAW, computer, whatever, I want to like continue and finish the song. There is not a convenient tool for that yet. I think it will be implemented in the future, but right now we don't have it. So my solution for this is again Loopy Pro. As I said in my previous video, I use this app a lot with other groove boxes and also with the OPXY. And this is synced in a similar way like the Deluge was. So I have this connected to an audio interface. And this is connected to a USB hub, so I will get the output from this one to the input here, and also if I press play here, playback starts here and I get the audio. So with this setup I can bring my stems over in a very nice way. And this time I also set up like scenes here, so this I can actually bring my scenes from here to here, and then I can continue to work on the track in Loopy Pro. If I want to, I can bring it to another DAW like Logic or Ableton. Right now I prefer to use Loopy Pro because it's very convenient to just arrange the track and put on some master effects. I've actually tried to sync this with a computer and a DAW like Ableton or Logic, but I didn't get it to work like as good as it does here, so I prefer this way actually. Okay, so now I will demonstrate how I get my tracks from the OPXY to the iPad and Loopy Pro. So it's very simple. I've muted all the tracks but the drums, and I have pre-selected 4 bars here because I have 4 bars of drums. So I can just start the playback and press this circle and wait for it to start the loop. So now you hear the double drums, so I can unmute this one, and you have your drums recorded perfectly in sync. Works perfectly. Now I can continue with some percussion here. This is also 4 bars, so I will just continue with that setting. Now it's done, we can mute it. This is the bass. We'll take that next. Then we can continue with some chords maybe. And as you can see, it's very smooth. You just go track by track and record them, and everything just works. It's amazing. Now the chords is done. I can continue with some melody stuff here. Now that is done. I think the melody is here. continue with that. So that's done. And now we have the whole scene that we had in here over here. And if I want, I can continue to add stuff from the OPXY. But what I want to do now is, because I have scenes here, so I can replicate how this works with scenes. So now I've selected a new scene in here, which have different sounds than the one before, and I'm gonna put it on scene 2 here. So this time I'm going to bring in the... I think you can, if you have a track here which is also used on scene 2, I think you can like, yeah, copy the clip, so you don't have to record that again. That's really convenient. So it's only the drums now. Start playback there, and wait for the drums to start looping. So now we can start this clip also. Not in sync, now it's in sync. And then we can continue with the chords maybe. The chords should be, I think, yeah, there, to match the one above. So move that and go with the bass, which is there. Yes, there's some panning on the bass, which is not ideal, but that's some step component, I guess. It's done. I think it's that. No, it's not that one. Sorry, it's this one. That's done. And now the last melody. So now we actually have all this is muted, so I'm okay. But we have our scenes, so we can play back and go over to this scene. And this is the first scene that we created. So now I actually got all the loops over here, and as I've said, I can start to arrange it here if I want. This, when you have a lot of like scenes, this can be a bit messy to keep track of what is what. So maybe it's better to bring them to Logic or Ableton. When I have looped all my tracks over to Loopy Pro, I can start to process every track separately. And I've soloed the lead sound. So if we just start playback here, I think this needs some reverb, so we can just add this EOS 2 here, which I think sounds really good. And maybe we want to add some chorus to the chords here. I think I will go with this one, and then maybe this one maybe. And maybe we will want some strange effect on this one, like this one, and this preset microshift sounds really creepy. And maybe we want some compression on the drums. So let's go with my favorite compressor, Pro C2. And we can just add some glue compression. Let's listen to it. Sounds good. And now this is per channel, so if I go over to the scene 2, I will have the effects on these tracks also. So as you can see here. So one very good thing about the iPad is that the plugins is not as expensive as they are for computers. So for example, the FabFilter bundle is much cheaper here than it is for computers. So of course I can add like Pro Q3 on a track. Let's say if I wanna do some low cut on this. And of course you can do this. Loopy Pro has some own filters, so I can do like the same thing here. I can't really hear any difference, but maybe you have more options on the Pro Q3, of course, but it's really good. So sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I even use some basic mastering in Loopy Pro. So here on the master track I have this Pro C2, which I lose a lot, which you have seen, I guess. So if I bring this on here, you can see that we get some basic glue compression. And then I have this grand finale from Cleveland, which is very good actually. If you listen now when I switch this on, you get this crunchy sound that I really like. So here you can adjust the output, so you can see you can get your preferred loudness level. I used to sit around -12 dB. So this is just another workflow that I use. Often I start off my ideas on the OPXY, and then when I'm ready I bring in Loopy Pro and start to loop all the tracks. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you wanna be able to sync play with Loopy Pro, you need to go into synchronization and you need to have MIDI clock source OPXY selected here. You can do it the other way around, that Loopy Pro starts the OPXY, but then you have to have this checked instead. I feel that the OPXY wants to be the master. If I control this from the iPad, it gets a bit wonky. So I prefer to use this. One other thing I forgot to mention is that Loopy Pro is very modular, so you can change everything in here basically. I have 4 scenes here. I often used like 4 scenes, maybe 5 sometimes. But you can have 20 scenes if you like. But then the circles gets really small, so maybe not ideal. So yeah, that's all for today. Hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.